simple method for simplifying controlling everything. This is the theory of everything. If we have one chromatic scale here, I'm just picking C. Right. We're going to do our shift on this note here because of the tuning difference, right? Cross strings. Just your simple what can we do with that? Everything. Right? So first thing we want to do is learn to control that scale from every note within it. So that may be a bold statement, but all you're going to do is, like we created a generational loop with our major scales, do that with this scale. And I guarantee you the results will pay off. You'll be able to control, I'll show you after. Here's the generational loop. So we're just going to do that. We're going to drop an octave when we hit that top note. This is C. This is our master note. Right? And do it from the second note. Third note. Right? Fourth note. Fifth note. Sixth note. I'm just labeling them in order, not like from their pitch classes. Seventh note, right? Ninth note. 10th. 11th. And your 12th. Back to your root. It's actually harder to do while I'm talking, but I'll just do it once smoothly. I'll repeat each. No, I won't repeat them. I'll just do one at a time. So here's the whole thing through without me talking. Just starting the scale from each note in the scale. Now you should hear. You should hear the scales accelerating, right? Or ascending. Skip them. Okay, you see what's happening, and they work descending. So now we can join them together, top to bottom, through a chromatic scale. If you can do it through a chromatic scale, we can place any scale in here now. C major as our starting notes. So that would sound like this. D, E, F, G, A, B, and back to C where we started. That's impressive, but how can I use it? Well, we can use each note of that, just use it as our controlling notes. Say they're all roots. So now if I want to do a 4 progression, like 1 to 4 to 5 to 1, I can just select 1, 4, 5, 1. It simplifies it. But now, when each of those target notes, we can do the whole thing. G, C, G, C, F, G, C, G. any progression you want, right? Say you want to go 1, 5, 2, 4, right? Say. Right? I'm sorry, I screwed that up. That's your 1. So now go to 5. You're starting and stopping on the same note. 6. Whatever note you select, E minor. You're just starting and stopping on whatever your target note. So now you're controlling chromatic scales from one note. When I'm thinking about my progression, I can choose whether I want that to be a root, third, or fifth, right? Like say in the 1, 4, 5, 1, we did. And then when I went to the 4, you got the choice. You can run up or down because it doesn't matter. They always connect it in either direction back to the same spot, right? So you're not going anywhere, right? But it sounds like once you start tapping this over progressions, it sounds like you're walking all over the place, but you're only going. Right? You're just using those to determine where you're going to connect your scales, and they always work out. They'll always work out if you place them in a generational loop. What else can you target? Any arpeggio, any chord, you can target a blues scale. Right? So build a chromatic scale starting and ending on each note of that scale. So I just selected the next note in the blues scale as my chromatic. To the 7. To the 5th. To the blues note. To the pure 4. Back to the root. Or 2, I meant. I said 4. You know what I mean. And whatever note you select, you could go either way. Like when I got to that blues note, I went up. Right? I went. But I could have went down, right? Or maybe I did go down. I don't know. Right? Because I'm only thinking. I'm just going. But there's chromatic scales around everything, right? And the fingerings are always the same. You never change it. You're just changing where you're starting in the fingering and placing it on targets. So you could play a C major arpeggio, right? I'll just outline that in chromatics. Anyways, enjoy.